Ever wonder why when you play Left 4 Dead series, you'll see a bunch of crazy servers come up, and sometimes that's what you find to play on, and they're like heavily modded and all weird and strange. Who would think that's a good idea? This guy. That's my fault. But let me explain, because it's not what you think it is. So, remember 2008, 2009, Valve's getting Left 4 Dead up and running, and we're like, hey, not everyone's computer is powerful enough to run this game, especially a player. We should get dedicated servers up. Now, traditionally up to this point, Valve had server browsers. And so we're like, well, we're going to have lobbies. People come into the lobby and it automatically matchmake. This is the first time we're doing real matchmaking, right? And so we're doing this. And there's a couple things happening. Is one, I've talked about this before, is people think there's no one playing because all the lobbies, when they get filled, disappear. And so we put a number up of how many people are actually playing the game. That number, again, is the one that all the sites that tell you how many concurrent players are in a game use. I help create that. And again, it's a very inaccurate number and it really damages small games. But that's another video. But the other thing that we noticed was happening was, hey, we only have dedicated servers here, and there. Like, there's some places that are underserved and people want to play and they're having a really bad experience. And especially their internet's bad on top of having servers far away. And now we have it that you could host. And if you notice, like if you were in college and you went to go play, it would find other people in your subnet. So like we did a bunch of smart things of trying to get people to play together, but assume you're friends. But maybe you weren't. Be nice to each other in a dorm room or dorm. But so we need dedicated servers in places we're not. So I'm not going to name the company because I think they went under. But these two guys from Australia come up to me and they're like, hey, mate, we can help. If you let us show an ad before the game starts, we will host dedicated servers for you. And I'm like, man, that's awesome, because one ad for playing for like, man, if you're playing like Versus, a couple hour game, that's nothing. Makes no sense how you're going to afford that. I guess you got some funding going on, but we'll take it. So we do. And we start working with them. And we start working with them. First, they're going to be official dedicated as well. Because you can choose official dedicated or community, whatever, right? And I always choose official dedicated or self-host, so I don't even remember anymore. But what happened then was a bunch of servers started cropping up, and they don't limit from their distance from you. So you just get like everything going on. So there's a bunch of Chinese servers and you go play it and you're like, they're playing 60-person Left 4 Dead. What is going on here? Who knows? Okay. So that's problematic. But the thing is, for most people in like the US, you can still get dedicated servers. You can connect onto them. And remember, we were just standing those up. Do you know like the hoops we had to jump through to get the Xbox dedicated servers set up? Like that was the first time we had to do that. We had to get data centers approved and all this crap. And then we're like, well, we're not going to actually do cross-play anyways because we want to keep updating and like we can't do that with that. But whatever. Okay. But so for a lot of people, these just become noise in your UI. But for some people, they're the only game in town, because if you're in China and you want to play Left 4 Dead, you're probably connecting to one of those servers, because we don't have dedicated servers in China, or didn't at the time. We made it. Who knows what's going on now. But that's where those came up from, is that want to be able to have people to have local server-based games in a game that is matchmaking and not server browser. How do you do it? This was our solution. It is not perfect, but if you kind of just ignore it for the most part, it's fine. I think there's a series of times where the Left 4 Dead official Valve servers have gone down or been problematic, and then people get shoved into these, and then it's mayhem. Go join one time. It's not toxic at least. But yeah, it is crazy. So yeah, that noise is my fault. I still agree with it. I still would do it again, but maybe give you an option just to turn them off.